All right, welcome to your 15-minute mobility break. My name is Coach Amy, Target Fitness Manager. We'll get it started. We're gonna work our way from the top down. So you could do this seated or standing. I'll give options as we go as well. Just do what feels best for you. We're gonna start with some shoulder rolls. Just making the shoulders pull forward, up, back, and down. Circular motion, letting your shoulder blades kind of move with you. And then reverse it. All right, one more shoulder circle here. Nice. Inhale with your arms overhead. Exhale, side body stretch. Pause and breathe over here. 2 big breaths in and out, creating lots of expansion on your side body through your rib cage. On your next inhale, come back vertical, full body stretch upwards. Switch your grip. Exhale over to the other side. Pause and breathe over here. 2 big breaths in and out. In through the nose, out through the mouth. On your next inhale, come back vertical, full body stretch up again. And then open twist to the right. So reaching your arms long while rotating through your mid to upper back. Hips and pelvis pointed forward. Same with your knees and toes. Inhale back vertical. Exhale, open twist to the left. Same thing on this side. You might feel like one side is more mobile or less mobile than the other. That's all right. We're asymmetrical, but we want to try to balance it out as best we can. Inhale, vertical. Do the same thing, one more on each side. Open to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, open to the left. Try to stay as upright and stacked as possible, so we don't want the hips or ribs pushing forward or leaning back at all. Inhale, vertical. And then exhale, hands all the way back down. You can go on your hips or just at your sides. We're gonna walk our feet out a little bit and just shift our weight left to right while pushing your hips back a little bit, letting your upper body come forward, finding a hinge pattern at the hip. You can hold the stretch on either side if you'd like, or you can move dynamically like I'm showing here. Getting that blood moving from the lower body back to the core, improving circulation. One more left to right. Come back with your feet underneath you. Again, hands at your hips or on your sides is fine. We're gonna go ear to shoulder. Just finding a length through the side of the neck. If you'd like to lift your chin or drop it down, that shifts the stretch forward or back, depending on what you need. You can either move through that dynamically with control, or you could just hold a static stretch here. We're staying on this one side, whichever side you chose. Just stay here. When you're ready, we're going to drop the chin straight down to the chest and hold here. Again, you can do a little semicircle if you'd like, just left to right, drawing your chin each direction, or you can hold it straight down. Check in with your shoulder blades. Actively draw them back and away. Maybe drawing them slightly together, squeezing between the shoulder blades. Just a gentle squeeze. And then when you're ready, over to the other side, ear to shoulder. If you'd like to dynamically move, just go into that semicircle pattern. All right, come back center here. Arms overhead with an inhale. Exhale, squeeze the elbows to like a 90-degree goalpost. And then from there, it's just a tiny squeeze back and push forward, almost like a mini cat-cow. But really focusing on that chest and back of the shoulder between the shoulder blades. If you want to do some internal and external rotation, you can drop the hands down and lift them back up if that feels good on the shoulders and shoulder blades. One more, forward and back. All right, go ahead and drop the hands, kind of shake it out a little bit, a lot of movement through that upper body. Next, we're going to take a big step back. Pause here, shift your weight forward with a nice bend in the knee on that front leg. Draw your heel towards the floor in the back. Get a nice stretch through the front of the hip of that back leg. If this position feels too challenging or the balance isn't there, or whatever the case may be, you can always drop down to your knee or simply just use something for balance and support. Check in on your feet, making sure that they're on train tracks, not a balance beam or a tightrope. When you're ready, step together and we'll head to the other side. Big step back. Shift your weight forward, bend that lead leg, draw your back heel to the floor. Stay nice and upright. Feel that nice stretch through the hip flexor. You might feel that stretch go up into the core as well. When you're ready, step together. All right, we're gonna go feet together and we're gonna go up to the toes. Hold for a second, come back down and then lift the toes, shifting our weight all the way to the heels. Come back to flat feet and then up to the toes again. So we're working those lower leg muscles here. Get a nice stretch on either side. When we're up on our toes, try to shift your weight towards the big toe rather than the little toe. See how different that feels? One more each direction. All right, we're gonna change that up a little bit. Now we're gonna shift our weight to the outside edges of our feet, lifting the inside up. And then same thing on the outside. You might not get as big of a range of motion on the inside. That's okay. Just do your best. If you don't want to do this flat-footed or weight-bearing, you can do this just with the leg floating in the air, in and out. Nice, getting just a nice range of motion through your ankle. One more each way. All right, bend down, pick up your knee, cross your ankle over to the opposite leg, figure four, and then when you're ready, push your hips back like you're sitting in a chair. This one's always nice to have a little bit of support as well. You can do this against a wall or just go ahead and have a seat in a chair and do it. Gently press your knee away from your body, keeping everything nice and stable and secure through that midsection, core, and pelvis. Should feel this on the back of the hip of that top leg. When you're ready, switch sides. And release. All right, we can take a seat for this next one, or you can stay standing. We're just gonna finish the last 1 minute or so with some box breathing. So you can have your hands on your rib cage, or you can just kind of focus on where that breath is going down deep into the rib cage and the back body. So we're gonna breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4, and repeat a couple of times. Draw your shoulders back and down. Try not to send the breath up into the chest. So in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. 2 more rounds in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Last round here in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, and 4. All right, that is it for our movement mobility session. Thanks so much for joining. If you have any questions, feel free to throw it in the chat or directly message me on Slack or email Target Fitness. Have a great rest of your day. See ya next one.